And before heading to Cuba, President Xi was in Venezuela. It was his first visit since he assumed the Chinese presidency. CCTV's Martin Markovits is live for us in Caracas with that part of the story. Martin.
Hi, Elaine. Before leaving to Cuba, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro signed a $4 billion credit line that Caracas will pay with oil shipments. The money will go into the joint Venezuelan-Chinese fund, which will allocate funding for a series of infrastructure and economic development projects. Economic relations between the two countries have greatly expanded in the last 16 years. Bilateral trade between China and Venezuela is at $19 billion annually, and that's compared to just $183 million in 1998. And after this visit, this figure will surely go up even more. During the past decade, relations between China and Venezuela have grown from diplomatic formality to a close economic and political bond. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro welcomed Chinese President Xi Jinping at the Simón Bolívar Airport in Caracas on the third leg of a Latin American tour aimed at bolstering trade and energy deals. Before heading to the Miraflores Palace for their first meeting, both leaders stopped by the National Pantheon to pay their respects at the tomb of South American liberator Simón Bolívar. Earlier this month, Venezuela and China celebrated 40 years of diplomatic relations. But it's only been in the past 15 years, under the late President Hugo Chavez, that the two countries have become strategic allies. Officials want to build on that and increase oil exports, investment in infrastructure, and trade.
Today, that change of 15 years ago, wrought by Commander Hugo Chavez, Venezuela former president, wrought by our two homelands, Chinese and Venezuelan homelands, we have decided to raise the relationship between China and Venezuela to a higher level.
Maduro's Chinese counterpart highlighted the importance of developing their strategic relationship.
The Chinese side has full confidence about the prospect of our bilateral ties. We are willing to make joint efforts with Venezuela, that we may always be friends, worthy of trust, and mutual cooperation partners. Excellent but beneficial to drive our relationships to constantly rise to new levels. Many thanks.
Earlier, President Xi met with members of Venezuela's National Assembly and visited Hugo Chavez's tomb. Apart from this new major billion-dollar oil deal, before leaving for Cuba, Maduro joined President Xi at a closing ceremony to sign new biomedical agreements and also review oversight for ongoing projects.
All right, CCTV's Martin Markowitz live for us in Caracas.